Welcome to the Our Team Podcast, powered by eXp Realty. Are you an agent looking to level up? Are you someone looking to buy or sell real estate? Fantastic. This is the show for you.
Welcome back to the Our Team Podcast. Today, your host, Gabriel Talamontes, and co-host,
Luke Cameron.
And today we're going to be covering a very special topic. Today our topic is how to deal with the situation when a buyer comes to you and says that they only want to work with the listing agent. So, real quick, story time.
Okay,
I'm going to set the stage. So, just the other day, I was calling around, calling listings, trying to host an open house over the weekend. I called this really nice agent, super nice lady, and she said yes. And I was hosting a open house for her listing.
Right, saw that.
It was going great. This guy came in, him and his wife, awesome couple. We hit it off, and it was awesome. And they really loved the home, and they said they were thinking about writing an offer. So I said, okay,
Wow.
great. The next day, I reach out to him, and I'm telling him how the process is going to look like. And I was asking him questions like what he wanted to offer and all this. And he seemed on par with everything. Everything was going good. And then he asked me like, hey, well, are you the listing agent? And I was like, I actually work directly with the listing agent. I have a very good relationship with her, and I hosted her open house.
Yeah.
And I can help you. I can represent you on the buy side and get your offer in. So,
yeah.
But he was like, absolutely not. I want to work with the listing agent. And he was like, that's unfair, and you can't do that. You're supposed to tell us at the open house if you are the listing agent, because it's deceiving, even though in the front yard the for sale sign was the girl and her name and her face. And but
okay.
So he's like, you can't do that. You're supposed to tell us you're the listing agent and you deceived us and all this. And I was like, well, I didn't mean to, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so he's like, I only want to work with the listing agent, and can you just ask her? Can you just ask her? And I'm like, or can you get me in contact with her? Can you have her call me? And I said, well, because I was asking him, well, why do you want to work with the listing agent? And he's like, well, I want to give up the buyer's commission and give it back to the seller so it makes our offer better because we're giving them more money. And I told him, well, it's not guaranteed that the listing agent is just going to give up the buyer's commission and work on your behalf for free.
Right.
Because at the listing table, the commission was determined when they were signing the papers.
Of course.
So it's not guaranteed that she's going to do that. So just so I'm clear, so you want me to ask her if she would work on your behalf for free. And he was like, yes, that's what I want you to do, because, and this was his reasoning. He said, well, I've done this before. Me and my wife, we've done this in the past, where the husband and wife, they were both real estate agents, and the husband represented us on the buy side, and the wife represented the seller side.
Okay.
And I said, well, that's not the case this time. The listing agent's husband isn't a real estate agent.
Okay.
And he's like, can you just have her give me a call, or can you just talk to her? And was absolutely just only wanted to work with her.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, let me see what I can do. I reach out to her. Well, first I talked to my team leads to kind of see like, oh, what do I do in this situation?
Right.
I reach out to the listing agent. I said, hey, look, this guy, I met him yesterday at the open house. He's awesome. He's really great. He wants to write an offer, but he would just absolutely not want me to represent him. He wants you to give up the buyer's commission, and he wants to write the offer with you. And look, I don't want you could just throw me a bone here. I don't want you to work for free. I can represent him. It's totally okay. I know you have a lot on your hands with this popular listing, and you're getting so many phone calls. I can represent him. It's totally okay. She's like, well, I do have my seller's best interests at heart, so I could write the offer and just pass you a referral fee. I'm like, okay. I mean, not really what I wanted, but
no, not what you want at all.
No. And then I asked her, well, has he reached out to you? I told her his name, and she's like, no, I haven't, but I have 3 other people that are asking me the same exact thing, that are calling me and wanting to write an offer. Yeah, on the they want me to write the offer for them.
Right.
And I said, wow, okay. And she's like, yeah, and I have so much on my hands right now. I'm going to put them all in a spreadsheet. She was like, there was just a lot going on. She had a lot on her plate. So she's like, let me call you back later. I'm like, okay. I reached back out to him. I let him know. I'm like, hey, there's 3 other groups of people that are wanting to do the same thing as you. Like they're wanting the listing agent to write her offer. He's like, okay, well, I would be open to having you represent me. That's fine. But if you give me half of your commission.
What?
And I'm like, okay. So why are you wanting half of my commission? why do you want half my commission? He's like, well, I want to give it back to the seller. It'll make our offer better. But if that's something you can't do or you're not willing to do, then I could just reach out to my agent. I've been looking for a home for a year and he's been helping me, but I didn't want to reach out to him and bother him. And I just met you at the open house and I thought you were the listing agent. I can just go with him if that's not okay with you, if you're not going to do it. And I'm like, okay, well, first of all, I mean, I see where you're coming from. You're wanting to better your offer.
Of course, yeah.
And, yeah.
Highest and best offer, but
yeah,
at negative to you, that's okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. So yeah, where was I? So he's asking me for half my commission. I just ask, oh yeah, and he says, I want to give it back to the seller, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, well, ultimately, and he said, it's the first time I've heard this objection because of my age. For you agents, if you're young, listen to this. I mean, it was pretty funny. He's like, have you ever done this before? Have you even written offers? You seem pretty young.
Wow.
And I'm like, yes, sir. Yeah, I've written plenty of offers and I've gotten a few of them accepted. And I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I do work on a team with 15 other agents, and we're all going to represent you in this sale. It's not only me, and they all have my back. So you have all of us to work with. He's like, oh, okay. And then I told him, well, ultimately about the commission, it's not my choice. I'm not gonna have to reach out to my team and my brokerage and see if that's something we could even do. And then he's like, okay, just ask them and then just let me know. I'm like, okay. And I had to have a whole talk with my team leaders. How am I gonna?
Right.
How do I navigate this? And so we talked, and what we came up with is we're not going to give him half the commission. That's a lot, and I'll explain why in a minute. And because he wanted to waive inspection contingency, so we were going to be open to giving him a $2,000 credit for a home warranty. So he'd be like fully backed up in the case if anything were to happen in the future. Right. He can use that because he's waiving the inspection.
Wow.
And wanted to buy a house. So So I call him back and I offer him that. I just say, hey, so offering half the commission or giving up half the commission is just something me and my team we won't do. Mm-hmm. But the good news is that we are going to pay for your home warranty $2,000 worth, and it covers everything for 2 years, including the pool and the spa and the AC, HVAC, and everything.
Oh my gosh.
Like everything.
So that's a full home warranty.
Full home warranty.
Wow.
Like the maximum you can get. So we offer him that, and he's like, that's not half. That's not half. And I'm like, you're right, it's not half. And he said, well, normally the seller pays for the home warranty, like the standard home warranty. I'm like, you're right, but what we're trying to do for you is because you're waiving inspection. Yeah. We wanted to be able to help you out in the long run, in case anything were to happen in the house. Right. You are fully 100% covered, and we're paying for it. And so that's going to increase your offer, increase the chances of getting your offer accepted because the seller doesn't have to pay for the home warranty. And you just not having it. No, I mean, that's good, but no, I need. It's fine if you can't do it. I'm gonna go with my other realtor. He'll give me half the commission. In the back of my head, I'm like, what? Why are we going through all this then? Like,
see, that's the first thing that's coming to my head. I just want to say this right now.
Yeah.
What if he's working with another agent? Why is he even giving you the time of day?
Yeah, that's
because if I'm working with an agent, I'm working with that agent.
Yeah.
I went to that open house, and then I'm going to call my guy and say, I want to put an offer in. The second he found out you weren't the listing agent, if that was his deal, he should have off.
Yeah.
Okay. I just needed to say that. I'm getting a little upset over here.
No, it's all good. And so he just absolutely would not take it. He's like, and I called it, and I'm calling it a bluff. I don't think he actually. Maybe he did have an agent. I don't know, but why would he even go through all this hassle? To whatever. And he said my agent will give away half. So what I said, so this was like to pretty much the last things that I said to him were, well, hey, well, let me ask you this. If your boss came up to you for agents, this is something you can say when you have like, when somebody gives you this objection, like, give me some of your commission.
Mm-hmm.
You can say, well, look, if your boss came up to you and said, hey, I have this side project for you that I want you to complete. You're going to work on it for a month, but I'm going to pay you half of what I normally pay you. And no good reason why. Are you going to take that side project? I literally asked him that, like word for word.
Wow. Okay.
And so this whole time leading up to this point, he was so like stern and just no. Literally, as soon as I said that, he's oh no, but I wasn't asking for half.
You were asking for half.
Yeah, I wasn't asking for half. And
wow.
I mean, blah blah blah. I'm gonna have to think it over with my wife and all this. I'm like, okay, so I'm a little bit confused. So before you were saying, so you did want half my commission. Now you're saying you're not asking for half. So how much do you actually want? And he's like, well, yeah, I didn't need half. Well, oh, sorry. So he did say this previously. I forgot to mention. He said the reason that he was asking for half, he's like, well, you didn't even have to do any work. All you had to do was sit there at the open house. I came in and you just write the offer, and then we do the escrow, and then that's it. Like, you didn't have to like take me on showings. You weren't working with me for like months at a time. Like, it was just you just got my business, and that's why I think I should have half. That was his reasoning, and he didn't give me a clear answer on how much exactly he wanted.
Okay.
And then he's like, well, let me call you back in like 10 minutes. He wanted to get off the phone.
I'm sure you probably made him uncomfortable.
No, I definitely did.
Good.
Not good, but I'll get to that. But so yeah, he said, let me call you back in like 10 minutes. Let me talk with my wife and let me find out. I was like, okay, well, one thing, before you make up your mind, if I did give you half of my commission, what did you need half of my commission for? Like just closing costs or? And he's like, yeah, just for my closing costs and just a couple other things. I was like, oh, okay, so you wanted them for your closing costs, so you weren't going to give half my commission back to the seller like you originally wanted to make your offer better.
Interesting.
And I'm just catching all his the little lies that he was telling me. And I'm like, man. And he's like, no, let me call you back. Let me call you back. Oh, I'm getting a call from work. Let me give you a call. And I was like, oh, okay, well, sounds good. Hey, Mr. Buyer, I look forward to hearing from you soon. And I didn't hear back from him. He didn't call me back 10 minutes later.
I'm sure.
And I had this talk with my team leaders. Like, I told them what happened and everything, and everybody, I mean, even you're like, good, yeah. Like, tell them. I mean, yeah, it's good in the sense that, I put my foot down and I negotiated, and I put my foot down, and that was that. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, this guy doesn't have a house, and I don't have any business. And it was kind of, I mean, sure, I stood my ground, I stood up for myself and everything, but like at the end of the day, like that's more of like an ego win. That's not an actual, like, I helped somebody out win, and it wasn't a win-win for everybody. Like, it was a loss for everybody in that situation. So can I ask you, I mean, what are your thoughts?
Well, here's my immediate thought. I see nothing in real estate as a loss. Well, let me rephrase it. I try to see nothing in real estate as a loss. I try to see everything as a learning opportunity. And you learned a lot during this scenario. So this just happened recently, like not too long ago.
Yeah, this is just recent.
Okay, so you've learned what it's like to deal with this scenario, and I'm sure this is going to happen again. Oh, yeah. And it's like I said, real estate, we deal with a lot of the same stuff over and over again, but we also deal with stuff that we haven't dealt with over and over again. I'm sure everyone on our team has been exactly where you are. And like you said, you have a whole team to back you up. It does suck because, like you said, you don't have the business from that guy. And who knows, he may call you back. He may. He may be calling you right now. He may have a change of heart on this guy. But to have you stand your ground like you did, I think you should be proud of yourself for that.
Yeah,
I really do. I really like that's my first initial thought. Is like, you didn't just fold for business. Mm-hmm. You weren't just like, I'll just give up half my commission for an easy check. Because if you would have folded and then something else would have come up, this guy would have expected you to fold again. Mm-hmm. And if you worked with him in the future, then you would have been half commission guy. And he'd be like, oh, I could just go to my guy. He'll give me half his commission every time.
Exactly.
Who cares if you would have bought 6 houses? You would have been giving up 50% of your check every time.
Yeah.
And then, once everyone gets their split of
Yeah.
your 50%. So you're losing a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm proud of you for not folding, though. That's the,
Thanks.
yeah. This is going to happen, though. I mean, I had this. It was, but my buyer didn't even give me the time of day. The second he heard, you're not the listing agent, he was gone. I mean, ghosted. I mean, I haven't, gone. Like, I think he blocked my number.
Wow.
Seriously. But this is going to happen, man. And it sucks. Blake always says customer service is dead. COVID killed customer service. But I still want to have a level of respect, because there is a level of respect that you need to have for someone who's helping you. And yeah. You're hiring this person to work for you. They are now, I mean, as buyers, they hire us as agents. So we're their employee for the escrow process. As soon as it closes, we could just ghost them, never talk to them again if we would like to, but we don't like to. We like to, we follow up with them.
Yeah.
But for you to just completely fold as a person and morals and money and all this stuff, if you were to just do that every time, I mean, I wouldn't want to work with an agent who's just willing to do that. I would want someone who's confident and strong and who's going to fight for their work.
Mm-hmm.
We have to fight. We're fighting thousands of other agents in our area for business. Mm-hmm. And to have that client like you had, you had to fight for him. You called listings, hosted an open house, did everything to prepare for that open house, did the research on the property, and then we're like, hey, Mr. Buyer, let's write an offer on it. And then the second you don't want to give up 50% of your paycheck, he disappears. There's so much behind the scenes that buyers don't realize that we do.
Oh, yeah.
And me and Eric had talked about that on a podcast. We're actually going to do another one pretty soon about kind of the behind the scenes of the agent side of an escrow process. Mm-hmm. But there's so much people don't see that we do. And I think it's worth that's what a commission is. It's agreed upon. And so that's your paycheck. You fight for that. You work for that. That's my thoughts on it.
Very true. Yeah. I do take pride in that. I mean,
yeah,
you're right. I didn't fold immediately like, oh yeah, sure. Yes. Yeah. I'll give you half my commission. Sure. Yeah. And so I do take pride in that. Like, I do take pride in my work. Now that I think about it, it's a good way to train my mind to not just fold so easily.
Yeah.
And like what you're saying, it's a good experience that happened.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, yes, it's a good experience, good learning. And this is real estate. This is life.
Is real estate.
this is real estate. This is life in general. This is business, and you just gotta keep chugging along.
That's true.
And keep going.
That's right. Keep chugging along.
Yeah, man.
I think that for us, I think the team needs to hear that as well. I think on our meetings, I think you should share that.
Yeah, we are.
Little summary of that, or if they have a whole section for you, some telementis time, like some tacket time. Get up there, share that. I guarantee someone will relate to you on that.
Probably.
Because, like you said, these people have, years more in the business.
20 plus years.
Yeah, 20 plus years.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, thank you for sharing that. I know it's kind of hard
You're welcome.
to deal with some of those things sometimes, but you know what? That's what we do. And when we do find the good buyer, that's the one we stick to, and we chug along and we fight for. And at the end of the day, you get someone into a house.
Yeah.
So
that's the goal.
Close us out.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys for listening. For all the agents that listened, that have already gone through this, maybe it was a good refresher. For the agents that haven't, well, now you've learned from my experience, and now you don't have to struggle with it.
That's right.
And so, but just know that everything's going to be good in the end. Stand your ground in negotiation. And you, who said this? I think this is a quote from Donald Trump, where you have to be okay with walking away from the deal at all times in the negotiation. Keep that in mind.
All right.
With that being said, have a great rest of your day. And thanks for listening.
Before you go, would you do us a favor? If you found any value in this content, would you please like and subscribe to it? Maybe even leave a comment. It really helps us out.